Here we are, and let's begin. For the Riders, we have the Dia side, a galleon being piloted by Dementio. Port side, Lumberjack and Hwacha with the Hades up top. Starboard side, double carronade, and we have a harpoon on the back. We also have... I want to check something. We do have the ram cam. Okay, right.
Ram cam.
We do have the Lib ATK being piloted by Luiosi. On the port side, we have Lumberjack and Flack with the Hades up top. Starboard side, carronade and Hwacha with a flare on the back.
And then for
Whoopsie.
the SPQR, we have the Mendel's Riches, which is a junker piloted by Thomas. And this is the one that's got the Gap Mortar side and then double Hades Flak. So, which is already beginning to lay down a little bit of damage. And then we have the RAS Mars, which is a galleon piloted by Jub Jub, which has Hades Flak Lumby side and then a Hwacha Caro on the starboard.
Yep, flare on the back. And the
Flare on the
Mars
back.
is already getting its balloon popped. It's hanging out low, and that's really not where it needs to be.
I mean, he's
Look
not
at
having
him.
any problems. That Lumberjack has got plenty of upwards arcs for return fire, and he is very gracefully slipping back into the ribs. All those shots now connecting with the hardcover.
Mm-hmm. Now the Mendel's Riches.
That junker has snuck his way up into that northwestern corner. Lots of open air there. Oh, that rhymed. And and it looks like he's probably going to try to get them through the ribs once this cloud clears, which he might have a pretty good shot at.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, they're just trying to get the buffs going right now. They're just hanging out. The Riders are not worried at all. They're just taking up their positions in these ribs. I was telling you, man. Right up here in the northeast.
You were right, and the
Haha.
junker went where I thought they would go. And he
Yeah.
does appear to be closing in on the ribs. He's going to try to get that gap mortar. I don't know if that's a good idea with his friendly galleon so far away.
Yeah,
it'd be
this
really
is-
easy. It'd be really easy for those galleons. He hasn't been... Oh, he has been spotted. They now know where he is. He's getting those Hades are coming in, but those Lumberjacks are coming to return fire.
Yeah, they're firing out on the Mendel's Riches right now. There we go. Shots landing on the junker. The Mendel's Riches has really got to get out of there right now.
Yeah, and maybe that was just the purpose of that was to buy enough time for the Mars to get himself into a little bit better of a position. He is using those ribs against them, trying to get out of arcs. He's about to lose hold though, and that's going to be real bad.
Mendel's Riches desperately trying to stay alive right now.
Holds
Armor's
down, balloon
down.
is out. There's no flax coming in though. It looks like they might escape. Okay, they are behind the hard cover.
Yeah, they're going to try to get the armor buff up, but they are going to need to get that armor buffed up again quickly.
Yeah, and I mean, they gained nothing from that push other than the Mars getting in a slightly different position. Mendel's Riches lost a little bit of perma, but absolutely no sort of sustaining damage on either of the Rydr galleons.
Yeah, overall the Riders came out on top of that one.
Yeah, I feel like we're sitting down to a bit of quite the extended match here. So hope you're comfy.
Yep. Get comfy. Now, I'm interested. Sprayer. Okay, so who's gonna be their? Okay, he's just the Lumberjack gunner. I thought their main engineer had a buff hammer. I'm like, what?
What?
Deicide getting hit. There goes its balloon. They're gonna have to get that back up pretty quick. In the meantime, though, Lib ATK staying out, eating quite a bit of damage. His balloon's down. Mendel's Riches, Hades, however, going a bit wide.
Oh man, I mean, maybe we can take this opportunity with this sniper match going on to use some of the other new. You mentioned the ram cam earlier, but we also have the ability to look and see what the engineers and gunners are doing. And
That's what I've been doing.
I don't remember the key commands for that one.
That's brackets.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So we can actually look at these Lumberjack gunners and flat gunners and Hades gunners doing their best to land shots and give you a little bit more action-oriented perspective.
Yeah, a little bit. I need to get used to it. I'm just not used to it at all.
I'm probably gonna rebind the brackets are pretty far away. I might do like R and F or something, for like acceleration. Because I'm used to hitting those buttons as a pilot.
Yeah, you guys in chat. What do you guys think? Are you guys happy seeing what the players are actually seeing? Is this nice or is it obnoxious? I need to know.
Yeah, this is new that we're all experimenting with.
Yep.
Oh, you can instantly flip from gunner cam to ram cam. Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's pretty nice.
Well, that'd be cool.
Now,
If something like a
pause.
goldfish.
Okay,
Oh.
resume. Here we go. Very short
Nope.
pause coming out
No
here.
pause. Psych.
Alright, now the Ryders are still hanging out in the ribs right now. Like, they are taking a very, very defensive posture. Like, they have not actually stepped out at all. You're right. Like, because we have these 3 galleons, the action is going to be slow. The Mendel's Riches can't really do anything without its galleon. You saw last time it actually moved out, it took hull damage, and it did not have the support of its ally. So, I think that whichever team makes the first attack in just a straight up engagement, without flanking or anything, they're gonna lose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can definitely get behind that. It's both of these teams very defensive builds, taking up very defensive positions. If someone leads a charge, they're at a disadvantage. Unfortunately, there has been no kills yet, so
Here we go.
If we do timeout, it is going to be sudden death and then a tie even. So, who knows, man? Something's gonna have to happen.
Yeah, the Deicide taking quite a bit of damage here. The Mendel's Riches loses its balloon. They should be able to get it back up. Yeah, they're just gonna back up right now and quickly repair.
Yeah, I mean, Duel at Dawn is a very condensed map. There's a lot of hard cover, a lot of things to duck above and behind and over and under, and I mean, especially in this, this sort of eastern side of the map.
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing the Riders take full advantage of everything. Oh, Deicide loses balloon, half of their hull armor. Something might be happening.
They're right now. They just have the pilot hopping off. They're not actually that worried. They're keeping their gunners down.
Balloon and hull. Mars' balloon and hull out, but no flak. Oh, one heavy flak lands.
Oof. That is
Ouch.
not good. They bring the armor back up, but it's a little bit late. And LibATK right now doing some serious work to the Mars.
Yeah, and Mars has got to just get a little more ahead and get behind this battleship. Oh, hull is down again. Lumberjacks are coming in. No flaks yet. Oh, that flak cruised between the balloon and the hull, or just behind the balloons. I was at a little bit of an angle, so I didn't quite see where it went, but that could have gone very south very quickly, and they should be thanking their lucky stars.
Yeah, no kidding. I actually thought that they would have been able to get back a little bit earlier, but look how out in the open they are. You were saying that the Genturians are going to want this position off to the northwest, but it's not working out for them at all. The Mars is just taking so much damage, and it's so easy to land these shots.
Yeah, and there is no cover for them. The pro and the con to setting up there. I do sort of take back what I said. That was back when one team still had an offensive build. It's a good place to set up when the enemies are really closing in on you because it's difficult to approach properly. But when you have 2 sniper teams like this, RAS Mars, so close.
Ooh.
There it goes. Oh man, that was a very, 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 very important kill that just happened there. Pause goes down as spots fall and bullets stop shooting, but the significance of that kill, 1 point, however, with already half of the standard match timer down. This means that if it times out, the Riders will win. That means that the blue team now has to be offensive, because if they just sit there, the Riders now have no reason to make any sort of push. They can just sit there and camp out and enjoy their s'mores while the blue team, while they just run out that timer.
Now a pause has been called. Looks like the main engineer on the Mars had DC'd, and that was causing a lot of trouble. I still feel like I still feel like they were in a terrible position, and having their main engineer wouldn't really have saved them. It would have bought them a little bit more time, but I think they were going to go down anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it was... I just have no idea what I would do if I was blue team. You do not have offensive builds, and there's almost... I mean, I guess to would be to do something you don't expect and move around the back end of the Leviathan, but there's this one, the Juggernaut.
Alright, here we go. Resume gets called, and shots immediately start going down. Exterminator pulled off of his gun as the deicide loses its balloon. So the Mars is going to be okay for now, but Lib ATK continuing to fire shots down on the Mars. Armor is not looking good right now.
I mean, these Galleons are just doing such a good job ducking in and out of the ribs and avoiding those double Hades shots. They are not straying too far from hard cover, no matter where they go or what they do. And one of these Galleons almost always has targets on the Mars.
Mars drops. Mendel's Riches rising up high. Hades coming out. And this Junker may not be long for this world. Armor's buffed, but those Hades are landing remarkably well.
Yeah, it's. However, there is this pipe here that is just between the arcs of their weapons, which he appears to be sinking behind. Mars once again loses its balloon, loses its hull. Lumberjacks are coming in. One heavy flak at this point is going to finish him off. Just
goes wide, just barely.
Wow.
Now watch it goes into the balloon. The Mars just barely going to stay alive. Mendel's Riches in the meantime rising up, looking for an arc, but there are no spots on the Rydr's ships.
I mean, just this is a build mismatch. I mean, the advantage that the Junker has over the Galleons is maneuverability, and that is just not coming into play here as both of these ships just set up. But the Galleon has so much more damage potential than a Junker, and we're seeing that. The Junker's not able to take advantage of his maneuverability, and I think his only option is to get in close and try to out-gat mortar them.
I think you're right.
But that's just going to be so hard, and he's going to have to do it just right to even have a chance.
Deicide hanging out back.
I mean, from a tactics standpoint, that is a snowball's chance in hell of pulling that off. Like, everything is going to have to go right for SPQR, and everything is going to have to go wrong for the Ryders. But
I think you're right.
It's really the only chance they have.
I think you're absolutely right. That's all that they've got going for them is that Junker's Gat Mortar. The double Hades has not been performing the way that it needs to. Even if the Hwacha misses, the Hades can't bring down the armor fast enough. There's not enough hull shred, and the Mars has just been taking so much damage they have to concentrate on repairs too much.
Yeah, and when you're fixing, you ain't shooting.
Yeah, that flak is in the back position, so their main Gungeoneer isn't the one that's manning it. So that flak is not going to be ready all the time. Like, they need to make sure that that Lumberjack is constantly there.
Yeah, and I mean, again, these Ryders just making their home in the ribs. They are behind the hard cover. They are, flaring up the soft cover. It's just there's almost nothing you can do. It's just they're so hard to get to, especially if they brought offensive ships, there'd be a chance. But they have defensive ships, and we're just seeing this double defensive battle, very reminiscent of some of the older sniper matches on Dunes.
Yeah, I agree. That's what happens when you take so many Galleons, so many sniping Galleons. But the big difference right now is that the Ryders have 2 kills.
What's what I would like to see?
3 minutes. 3 minutes left on normal time.
You know what I would like to see from the SPQR? A Mobula. I feel like Mobulas counter Galleons pretty well, especially if you can get shots out first. And you can do that whole vertical dodging thing that Galleons have trouble reconnecting with. And I feel like that would have worked a little bit better than a Junker.
Yeah, I agree. Here we go. Spot down on the Mars. Are they going to be able to pop that balloon? The balloon is still up, I believe. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the Mars has plenty of cover right now. The Mendel's Riches really isn't in any position to be doing anything. It's trying. There's the spot on the deicide. Here we go.
Hey, he's starting to land. But, I mean, for how long until the deicide either gets that Hwacha going or ducks back into cover like it looks like they're doing right now? I mean, just these ribs are just... I had no idea. I knew they were a pretty good position to set up in, but wow.
Yeah, they are working very, very well, mostly because the Ryders are in the lead. Because the SPQR made a bit of a mistake.
Yeah, Mendel's Riches went down. I don't know if we covered that one, man. This is all just becoming a blur.
I don't know about you. I'm loving playing with the player view.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get the hang of it. I wish I had respect my keys a little bit sooner so I could just use R and F to switch between players because I have to take my hand off the mouse and go over and hit the brackets.
Oh, look at the Mars. Mars actually gets the balloon pop.
Oh, on the Lib ATK going down-ish. Oh, takes a heavy bump. Actually takes down a lot of armor, but he is behind hard. Oh no, he's not behind hard cover. There is enough of an arc on the Mendel's Riches to start just pounding the Lib ATK with those Hades, but a couple of them are going wide. A couple of them are hitting some of the architecture. Less than 1 minute remaining until the Riders win this match, and all of the flex time is gone.
Yeah, this is going to be absolutely brutal. Armor just barely up. There we go.
They got to make a charge. That's their only option at this point. Turn in, go in. You've got probably 30 seconds or less at this point.
I think that this is. I think that's just regular time. That's not overtime too. Is it?
I mean, Messi doesn't say 1 minute until overtime. It's just less than 1 minute. I guess we'll see in much less than 1 minute at this point.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that it's just. That's just over 1 minute till overtime.
I mean, I guess so, because we're not seeing that, because that rush is going to be their final option. I mean, they're just hoping maybe everything will go wrong for them. Yep, standard time's over. You were right. We are now going into the extra flex time. I mean, it might be in the best interest of SPQR to just surrender and save all of that extra time for when there's an actual shot. Because nothing short of a miracle is going to cause them to win at this point. It looks like they're trying to circle around the backside of the Leviathan, but neither of them have approach ships or ships that can, lead a charge very well. The Mars, the tankier of the two, which would kind of be the better option, is to lend the Galleon in first, tank a bit of damage while the Junker goes in, and then Gap Mortars. The Mars is low. The Mars is not going to be able to tank all the damage that it needs to close that distance.
Yeah, this is a terrible position for SPQR. Now we see the Mendel's Riches kind of coming in from the side. I think they realize that that's what they've got to do. And it's very slowly working its way around.
It's probably not long until the Riders figure out that, they're probably going to come around from this way. They're probably going to flare up this dark cloud and see the Mendel's Riches soon. Maybe.
I can only imagine. Like, they kind of have to. No spots down on the DSide or Lib ATK, though. Taking their good, sweet time. DSide, like, the Riders just don't feel pressured at all.
Yeah.
Literally at all.
All right,
They're hanging out here. Here we go. The Mars firing shots, just trying to distract right now. Here we go. Mendel's Riches getting shots in.
Yeah, I mean, he is now closing down, bearing down on the DS side, but the balloon almost went out. The balloon almost went out. And that spot is now on the Mendel's Riches. He's taking shots hard, and when I went to respec my player controls, I forgot that R and F also is acceleration of the camera up and down, so I'm having a hard time following the action. Oops.
Now the Mars has found its way to keep putting pot shots in, but the Mendel's Riches wasn't able to actually move in at all.
Yeah, I mean, they tried that one where they were going to go around. I mean, they're very, very, very quickly dwindling their options.
Mars eating a lot of damage right now. Mr. Griffo's got his work cut out for him. Here we go.
Fix
Balloons up. Balloons up. Armor's doing decently. And they can whack it again if they need to.
There's some focus fire going on the Lib. Lib realizes this, gets behind hard cover from both ships. Oh, takes a heavy bounce, but their armor is just doing so well right now. These Hades, I mean, I don't know if they're purposefully splitting fire or what's going on here, but they're just not focusing long enough. Ooh, Lib ATK is about to lose hull. But are they? I think they're out of arcs.
They're fine.
They're
this is one of the great things about being behind that cover, is that If you do drop, okay, well, you're out of gun
down
arc.
on the Dia side. Are we going to see that flak spin around?
Storminator's on it.
Nope. Hull's back up.
And Mendel's... like, the thing is, here's how I feel about this position. SPQR has fought so hard for this position. Mendel's Riches is, it's in a great position to start shooting at Lib ATK and Deicide, but what's it really going to do with 2 Hades? And that's all they've got, really, at that range. Plus, the Mars can't move in. It's too far away. If the Mendel's Riches goes in, it's fighting alone.
Yeah.
Oh, and look at that. The Rydrs realize that, and so they're going to close distance.
They're moving in. They really have very little to lose. On the off chance that they lose both of these galleons, then goes to a tie, and the Mars is at lower perma, and I think that's what decides it.
There they go. They've closed distance. Mendel's Riches is a little bit high, so they're going to have to rise up and try to take it. Lib ATK coming in as well, but they've got their close-range guns ready. Mendel's Riches not in a great spot at all. Deicide getting the rams. Carronade going into the hull, and the Mars is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, he's just too far out in the middle of the other side of the map. Mendel's Riches has got 2 galleons bearing down on him. He's got no balloon. I mean, just these heavy weapons are just, he's grounding out. It's just a bad day. No one's happy on that junker.
Nope, that's going to be that. Lib ATK picks up the kill for himself. So what do you guys think? So I want suggestions, by the way. I've never done this player perspective. Am I abusing it? Am I not doing it enough? I want to hear your feedback in chat, guys. Like, let me know what you guys want to see, because I'm here so you guys can see cool stuff. But I'm personally loving it. I'm loving it, but I want to know what you guys want to see. So let me know. I want criticism here. I want criticism. How can I make this even better? So right now, Lib ATK and Deicide coming around the east side and going and trying to loop around the south. They want to just close this out. They want to have some extra time.
Yeah, they want their flex time, and if they surrender, they're going to lose. So they realize that they are definitely have the advantage in this situation, and they have pushed into where blue was holding up, and blue is pushing over to where red was holding up. 6 minutes of extra time remaining, probably less than.
I think they're going to burn through all of it. Like, look how long it took to actually make that engagement happen.
Yeah, it looks like, and then that leaves 15 minutes per match. We might see some timeouts in the next 2 or 1, depending on how well SPQR manages to pull themselves together.
Mm-hmm.
Although
shots coming out. They're going to be fine. Balloons down, though.
I mean, they've just switched. They've just flip-flopped. The Rydrs are holding up in the other set of ribs, and the SPQR has gone to the Rydrs' ribs, and they just ring around the rosy around the map. 3.5 minutes less than remaining. I mean, looks like we're just going to see another timeout. Mars may or may not go down.
SPQR is calling for a surrender.
Oh, Chub just crashed.
Yep. All right. So SPQR is going to surrender with 3 minutes of overtime remaining. They want to make sure that they have at least a little bit of overtime left. So 5-0 is going to be the call for the Rydrs.